So, the question is everyone ready to see the bedroom? Dun 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 dun. Bum ba da da. It is the bedroom. And well, hello there, traveler. How are you doing? Yeah, let me walk a little closer. So, what brings you here, I guess? Anything terribly interesting? Oh, hold on. Let me walk a little bit closer here. Oh, hello. I see that I am currently streaming even though I was not in the room yet. Isn't that weird? Crazy how that works. Yeah, so this is my room. You have probably seen some amount of this if you watched some of my art streams. But here it is. Yeah, so let me move around so you can get a good look at everything. And here we go. I will let me give you some rundown here. Hold on. Let me walk over here. So this is this here's where my computer is that I'm currently streaming on. You can see it right down there. I wanted to have the computer in frame, so I got extra long cords. They're like 10 feet, of course. As well as two of my favorite systems so far. We got the GameCube and the Switch. So yeah, we're there, and that's pretty good. Let's see here. Moving a bit farther back, we got, so this here, this is my well, that's my, what are these called? Bookshelves? This is my bookshelf, and it's got all kinds of stuff on it. Like, it's got some video games. It's got like little figurines. I like to collect figurines. They're pretty cool. So they're right here. I've also got, you know, some cards because I play card games. Mostly physical though, unfortunately. So maybe we'll do something with that in the future. And then we also have my controllers. You know, one for my GameCube, one for my Switch, and a fight stick for me to plug into whatever I really want. So that's there. Now if we wander over to here, so here you'll see my bed. This is where I sleep. This is the hole where the Traptress is, and then, you know, I'm separate from the Traptress plant itself to a degree, but you can see I've definitely made this place my home. A lot of vines everywhere. This is my house. A lot of flowers and it's very pretty. I also have a VCR back there. Here, hold on. Let me head to the back here. Oh, sorry, just a moment. All right. So here in the back, oh, you may notice. So here's my TV and my VCR, and they're pretty good. And then while I'm back here, I might as well do something. So hold on. All right, it's a surprise. Are you ready? All right, let me put it up. All right, let me move out of the way. It's the Ina fan art we did, because I was gonna populate the walls of my room with any and all of the fan art that we do here. So I put up my Ina fan art that I did, and now we're here. So it's up there now, and I'm excited to put up more as I go. So it's a lot of fun. Now, I don't think there's too much else to say unless you all have questions or well, I mean, this is a chatting stream, so we can just chat for a bit before I get into telling a truly beautiful story that the story really moved me when I first found it. So I'd be happy to regale this story to everyone here in a bit. But yeah, if there's anything you want to talk about, we can absolutely feel free. That's right. What's the tea? What's the hot goss? Oh, and let me make sure everything stream-wise is going well real quick. So it looks like it is. Yeah, no drop frames. Here we go. Perfect. So, this is a lot of fun. Is it fan fiction? It might be. You'll have to find that out when we get to it. It could be, anything. But, it might, okay, look, yes, it's fan fiction. Okay, listen, I don't have a problem. I just like to read fan fiction. And, you know, if you really want, you know, here's an opinion about fan fiction that I assume is probably unpopular. The difference between fan fiction writers and actual writers is honestly just the degree of polish, which is mostly from editing anyway. So to be honest, since think of it like the way most TV shows are structured, you have the series writer, but then you have episode writers. So the episode writers are effectively writing fan fiction of the series director, but it's like officially sanctioned fan fiction and well edited. So fan fiction authors are the same as regular authors, to be honest. They're just, you know, still practicing, and then eventually they're going to grow up and they're going to be big, strong episode authors of their favorite series, or maybe they'll get to run a reboot of their favorite series. That'd be pretty cool. What fan fiction? Is it Dragon Ball related? No, it is not. That's an oddly targeted question. What made you think Dragon Ball? But no, not Dragon Ball related. But let me go ahead and start pulling it up here anyway, since we're getting to be that time. So, nope, close that. Nope, close that again. There we go. All right. So, do y'all want to know the description of this fan fiction before I start reading it, or no? I should just get into it, and y'all can guess what happens from wherever we are, you know. Oh, although quickly before that, I have something to address. So, lately there have been rumors going around about me that I am maybe lying or fibbing, and that I don't actually have one. But here, let me I think it's under my desk somewhere. Hold on. So I need to check something because I need to find out if it is still down here. Ah, there it is. Yes. Okay, so this is absolutely real. There's no forgery here. But I do in fact have a gamer's license to certify that I am in fact a pro gamer. So here you can see my pro gamer license. You may note here, let me hold it closer to the camera. So you may note that it says I'm a pro gamer, rhythm excluded. That's because I am not a pro gamer at rhythm games. I'm not a scrub or a shrub. All right, I'm not a shrub either. I'm not a scrub. I am plant, and I'm still waiting on my pro gamer certification for fighting games. I'm not sure I've quite see. I did the pro gamer license test for that. Cost me apparently 400 buckaroos, and now I have an esports certification. But it's still pending. Apparently, there might have been fraudulence at play. And so I just wanted to show off that I am in fact a pro gamer. And if you didn't believe me before, here's my official license. You may now go about your day. Let me go ahead and put this. Hold on. I'm breaking everything. There's the. Hold on. Let me just put this back down underneath my desk. Don't worry about it. Hold on. All right. Cool. So now with that away. Now, with that rumor put to bed, with that matter settled, me, pro gamer, Traptress Lotus, will begin to read to you this delectable fan fiction. So it is called TUAOA Naruto, the Ultimate Shinobi. and no, it does not ever expire. Your pro gamer license is with you for life, unless you do something in violation of the pro gamer rules, in which case it may be revoked. So, you know, all of those things that are like, you know, if you can get your license revoked, it may be gone. But once you are a certified pro gamer, you're a certified pro gamer for life. So, without further ado, I suppose we ought to get into TUAOA Naruto, the Ultimate Shinobi. Now, all right, prologue. After the Time Eater was beaten by collaboration between Supersonic and the much younger Supersonic, Sonic's surprise birthday picnic resumed, while Sonic and Tails said goodbye to their past selves. However, when a rift through time appeared, no one noticed as it started sucking a certain hedgehog, despite him yelling for everybody's help. The hedgehog's fur was jet black with a tuft of white fur in the chest. His hair is jet black with crimson highlights that spiked up or pointed down. The skin on the hedgehog's mouth and nose area is tannish orange. His eye color is red, and he wears white gloves with what appears to be golden bracelets on each wrist. The hedgehog's shoes are special. They're lightweight, hyper friction resistant, white, black, red, and yellow jet shoes with what appear to be 2 golden bracelets, identical to the bracelets on his gloves, and had one on each ankle. "Come, help me out," yelled Shadow. Once the Mobians, which was everyone there, noticed Shadow the Hedgehog's plight. They dropped whatever food they were eating and rushed to help Shadow. Sonic reached him first. He told Shadow to accelerate, but despite his best efforts, he was drawn into the portal. Rogue the Bat was an anthropomorphic bat. Rogue is a jewel thief, part-time government agent working for GUN, Gun, and self-proclaimed treasure huntress, who plans to make all the gems and treasures of the world hers. Her current jewel obsessions are the Master Emeralds and Chaos Emeralds. She angrily kicks a rock and says, "But how? Shadow is stronger than this." E123, otherwise known as Omega, replies in a robotic tone. "Statement true, but as a result of Time Eater's defeat, Shadow does not possess a Chaos Emerald." Knuckles the Echidna angrily interrupts him. "The only way for Shadow to regain his Chaos power is with access to Chaos Emerald, as if..." Break. What happened? And where am I? Shadow thought to himself as he looked around the forest. He then spotted a fox-like creature with 9 tails, confronting a giant toad, with what seemed to be a human making some hand gestures. "Dead demon-consuming seal, Shiki Fujin!" the human shouted as he made his final seal. Shadow then saw the shadowy form of something akin to a demon appear and grab onto the 9-tailed fox, while stabbing its other arm into the human. While Shadow watched in morbid fascination as the demon ate the soul of the adult human before sending the fox into the small human infant Shadow just noticed. The demon looked at him and said, "You do not belong here, not in this time or place. I should have Kami deal with you, but I'd prefer to deal with you now rather than later, before you tear the fabric of the universe asunder." Before Shadow could react, he felt himself being sucked into the small infant. "Maria," was Shadow's final thought before he completely disappeared. End of the prologue. So, that is so far the setup. Yes, we did get probably more specific backstory on Rouge the Bat than was honestly necessary, because we got, what was it, Knuckles the Echidna, and then we got Rogue the Bat, anthropomorphic bat, jewel thief, government agent, self-proclaimed treasure huntress who likes the gems and obsessed with the Master and Chaos Emeralds, was her introduction. So a little skewed. They might really like Rogue or Rouge, whichever. But that is the prologue. Now begins the story. Chapter 1. A 12-year-old Naruto was approaching the Shinobi Academy for his graduation day. However, he wasn't wearing any type of hideous orange jumpsuit on his body. Instead, he wore his black Ambu pants with jet red shoes. He wore a mostly jet black shirt with some red markings on the cuffs of the sleeves and a white triangular mark at the base of his neck. On the center of his chest was for the symbol for what he contained, the Shadows symbol. His blonde, spiky hair had red highlights, and he wore a black, open cloak with red flames on the bottom. Finally, he wore white, armored gloves with the gold bracelets that were in reality called inhibitor rings. If the rings remain attached, Shadow's energy output remains high. Upon removal, they gave Naruto Shadow the Hedgehog's full power. But unfortunately, the rings have to be reattached quickly, or after the battle, because the full power of Shadow is too much for Naruto's body to handle. Naruto entered the academy. He immediately got into a staring contest with one Uchiha Sasuke. Both were glaring at each other, trying to be the superior emo. Author's note, Naruto's not really emo or gothic, he's just dark and acts that way. Sasuke broke eye contact with Naruto and glared at the board. Naruto turned his attention to the rest of the class. 5 individuals caught his eye. There was an extremely lazy person from the Nara clan. Though it was a male, it was understandable. His name was Nara Shikamaru. Sitting next to him was a big male person, Akamichi Choji. The Akamichi clan were known for their body expansion jutsu, which explained why members of that clan were so fat. Fat being a taboo word around him. The next person to catch his eye was known as Inuzuka Kiba, a young teen that was very arrogant. He had a ninja dog, a Ninken, who assisted Kiba in combat. Its name was Akamaru. The last male to catch his attention was mysterious. His name, Abarame Shino, and he wore a full-body cloak, his eyes concealed by black shades. Naruto turned his attention to the only girl that catches his attention. Her name was Hyuga Hinata. Most Hyuga were stuck up with a stick shoved up their asses, but she was not like the others. She had a hime-cut hairstyle. She possessed the Byakugan, but her eyes had a tinge of pale lavender color. Her eyes made her look beautiful, but a door slamming open shattered his vision of her beauty. 2 girls entered the room. Aha! My foot was in first, shouted the pink-haired girl, Haruno Sakura. No, my foot entered first, screamed a girl named Yamanaka Ino, who had blonde hair, but a lighter shade, platinum blonde. No way, since I was here first, I get to sit next to Sasuke-kun. This statement brought about an argument between all of the girls in the room, save Hinata, who all wanted that seat. Okay, class, settle down, said the Chunin instructor, Umino Uruka. Entering the room with him was another Chunin instructor, Mizuki. When the class quieted down, Iruka then spoke. Now, today is the Genin exams. Pass all 3 parts, and you become a Genin. First is the written portion. Break. Okay, class. Follow Mizuki to the training grounds where he will grade you on your projectile accuracy. Following that is the ninjutsu exam, Iruka said once everyone's pencils were down, while motioning to his partner, who smiled almost too kindly at the students. Naruto simply glared at the man. He could always tell a fake smile from a true one. Break. I am pleased to see 27 graduates. Keep this up and you will graduate, Iruka said happily while looking at the more reduced classroom. He then continued to call on classmates until, after a long list of names, Naruto was finally called. Okay, Naruto, you have to do the 3 Academy Ninjutsu, the body replacement, the transformation, and at least 3 clones using the clone jutsu. Iruka spoke while writing on his notepad. Got it, okay. Body replacement jutsu, Kawarami no jutsu. Naruto replaced himself with a chair. Transformation jutsu, Henge no jutsu. Naruto then transformed into Iruka. And now for the last one. Clone jutsu, Bushin no jutsu, shouted Naruto. But sadly, Naruto only produced one half-dead clone, causing Iruka to sigh and fail Naruto, much to Mizuki's delight. After class, Naruto was calmly leaning against the tree muttering, "I'll pass next year." "Hey, Naruto," a voice spoke from behind him. He turned to see none other than Mizuki, who was smiling kindly at him. "Unless you have something important to tell me, go away," Naruto spoke while turning back around. "I know of a way to pass," Mizuki said wistfully. This catches Naruto's attention, who only said, "Go on." Break. At the same time, the current Hokage, the Sandaime, approached Iruka for a brief discussion. When Hiruzen was finished, Naruto had disappeared. Break. Later that night, Naruto smirked while carrying a huge scroll in his hand. Earlier, he had warned the Hokage, so the scroll Naruto possessed was a forgery. What jutsu should I practice with first? There's the Shadow Clone Jutsu, Kagebushin no Jutsu, and the Clone Great Explosion, Bunshin Diabakuha, but that's all in the scroll. Naruto spoke to no one in particular. At least, that is what it would appear to anyone in the outside world. I have no opinion, but the second one, it requires more chakra to use, so don't use it unless you have to. The voice in his head added in its own 2 cents. Naruto had no true idea of why he had the voice, which called itself Shadow. In his head, outside of the possibility that he had MPD, multiple personality disorder. Quick aside, that is not what it is called anymore, heads up. But following its advice always led to good results, so he will keep following it. Naruto learned both jutsu within an hour, but afterwards was constructed by Iruka. "About time you got here, what took you so long?" Naruto commented snidely while rolling back up the scroll. "Look out!" shouted Iruka as he shoved Naruto out of the way. Iruka was struck by a bunch of shuriken, fatally wounding him. "Naruto, give me the scroll!" shouted the assistant who attacked. It turned out to be Mizuki, armed with a giant shuriken strapped to his back. "No, Naruto, he's after the scroll! Run!" Iruka shouted in pain while attempting to remove the shuriken from his back. But to both Iruka and Mizuki's shock, Naruto's jet shoes activated, and he took off. But in reality, it was a shadow clone. The real one was coolly leaning against a tree, not far from Iruka. "Why are you protecting him? You know what he is," Mizuki commented arrogantly while sneering at Iruka. He's different. He's not a demon," Iruka shouted in denial while shaking his head. Mizuki simply grew furious at his former friend and shouted, at least in his opinion, righteous anger. "You're wrong. He's the Kyuubi no Yoko." "No, he's Uzumaki Naruto," Iruka shouted as the blood loss started to affect him. Naruto simply looked at Iruka in shock. He knew that the man did not treat him as badly as most of the others, but he had no idea he felt this strongly that Naruto was not truly evil. He then grew furious at Mizuki for harming someone who believed in him, before he felt energy coursing through his veins, while Shadow thought, "What's this? I can feel the chaos powers. Naruto, use!" Shadow shouted in his mind as Naruto jumped from where he was hiding, startling the 2 Chunin. "I'm not a demon! Chaos Spear!" Naruto shouted as his hands crackled with whitish energy. End of chapter 1. Whew. Man, this is intense. I do have a question though. What exactly is happening to that clone? Right? Because like he had a clone that's like doing something because he's like standing all cool, but he has a clone that his jet shoes activated of the clones. So where's the clone going? Is it just like zooming around? I'm confused, but that's okay. Maybe I'm sure they'll answer it in the next chapter. Hold on. Chapter 2. Here we go. Chapter 2. After Naruto apprehended, gave the biggest beatdown of history of the world, actually, Mizuki, he and Iruka Sensei were called into the Sandaime's office. Iruka had given Naruto his old headband. Congratulations, Naruto, for your first unofficial B-ranked mission. Hiruzen spoke with pride in his voice as he looked at Naruto, who had his headband tied on his arm. What? That was a mission? Asked Iruka. While he was proud of Naruto for defeating Mizuki, a Chunin, he did not even think for a second it was an actual mission. Yeah, got a problem with it, Sensei? Naruto asked while glaring at Iruka, who shook his head in denial. No, not at all, Iruka answered nervously while holding up his hands in defense. Naruto, here is your first payment. Hiruzen hands Naruto a large bag of Ryu notes. Iruka, please show Naruto how to create and access his bank account. Hiruzen spoke before focusing on the paperwork in front of him when the two began to leave the office. You could always use the Kagebushin no Jutsu to handle the paperwork, mumbles Naruto, steps from the doorway. ... The Sandaime, after a moment of pause, repeatedly smashed his head on the desk. And I'm the god of shinobi, yet I did not see this solution. No wonder Yondaime-sama has so much free time. Kabebushin no Jutsu. Hiruzen created 3 shadow clones. You know what to do. And so do I, Hiruzen thought before taking out his special reading material from his desk. After Iruka explained how to use his bank account, Iruka left, leaving Naruto to walk into his apartment all by himself. He then kicked off his sneakers before plopping into his bead and falling asleep. However, he soon opened his eyes to find himself on a massive highway that seemed to be floating in space. It all led to a strange machine-like face with a long nose, which all seemed to rest on what appeared to be on half the moon.
Naruto, I need to talk to you immediately. I know of a shortcut.
The voice Naruto had come to know as Shadow said. Interested, Naruto asked, "Show me."
Concentrate on my power and say,
"Chaos Control!" Naruto disappeared to the naked eye and arrived at the end of the highway, staring directly at a futuristic door that seemed to lead inside.
Perfect. Please excuse me. Chaos Control.
A flash of light appeared. When it cleared, Naruto saw a hedgehog-like figure. The hedgehog's fur was jet black, with a tuft of white fur in the chest area. His hair, jet black, with crimson highlights that spiked up or pointed down. The skin on the hedgehog's mouth and nose area are a tannish orange. His eye color is red, and he wore white gloves with what appears to be golden bracelets on each of his wrists. The hedgehog's shoes are special. They were lightweight, hyper-friction resistant, white, black, red, and yellow jet shoes, with what appeared to be 2 golden bracelets, identical to the bracelets on his gloves, one on each ankle.
We finally meet. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the ultimate life form, Shadow, the Hedgehog.
Shadow spoke while looking up at Naruto, who was a few inches taller than him. So, you're a hedgehog. Well, at least it's good to know that I don't have MPD. I have a question to ask you, Shadow. Naruto spoke while leveling a giant glare at Shadow, who only returned it with his own. The glaring match lasted for a good few minutes before Shadow broke the silence.
I'll answer as best I can.
What is Chaos Control? It just seems to be teleporting? Naruto asked while releasing his glare at Shadow, honestly curious of his new powers, which he used to beat Mizuki with ease.
No. Chaos Control is one of the abilities granted by a user of a Chaos Emerald, though I do not currently possess one. But I can use it because of accessing the Chaos powers. Chaos Control is an ability that warps time and space. I have to cut this short. I'm only allowed to be out in this world for 5 minutes.
Shadow responded, pleased that his container would actually question his powers rather than just accept him. There was no way in hell He was spending an undefined period of time sealed in a weak idiot. That's an acceptable answer, I suppose. We will speak more on these powers at a later period of time, said Naruto. With a nod, Shadow vanished in the same flash. Naruto was rudely awoken by an alarm clock, which he unconsciously performed chaos control on. After his shower, Naruto got dressed. He tied his headband around his neck and departed for the academy, but then got lazy and simply used chaos control to instantly arrive in his seat, making several people let out a cry of surprise, including Shino. ... The whole class was quiet. Then they started to let out snickers. Then started chuckling before all of them were laughing uproariously. Shino slumped in his seat. It was this scene that Iruka walked in on, his torso wrapped in bandages. "What happened to you, Sensei?" asked a random student. It literally looked like Iruka had gone through a meat grinder. "I was injured from a mission. Now, it's time for the team announcements. Team 1, ... Team 7 will be Uzumaki Naruto, Haruno Sakura, and Uchiha Sasuke. Your Jonin Sensei is Hatake Kakashi. Team 8 consists of Kiba Inazuna, Hyuga Hinata, and Aburame Shino. Your Jonin Sensei is Yuhi Kurenai." Iruka spoke while noting the various reactions of soon-to-be former students. "I'm not on Naruto-kun's / Maria's or Hinata's team," both Hinata and Naruto thought respectively. Though the Maria bit came from Shadow, unfortunately much to Naruto's ire. Team 9 is still in circulation from last year, so Team 10 will be Nara Shikamaru, Akamichi Choji, and Yamanaka Ino. This team's sensei will be Sarutobi Asuma. Now that I have named you all the teams, the class is dismissed for lunch. I suggest you spend this time to get to know your teammates. Meet back here in 1 hour. Your Jonin sensei will arrive to pick you up. Iruka spoke before leaving the classroom and leaving the Genin hopefuls to their own devices. An hour later, and each team assembled in the classroom, where each team was gathered and picked up by their Jonin sensei. All but one team. "Damn it to hell, where the fuck is he?" Naruto yelled in anger. Naruto and his teammates have been waiting for their supposed sensei for at least 3 hours. You would think anybody with any remote sense of direction would have found their way into the classroom before then. "Watch your fucking language, Naruto," Sakura yelled in anger. Naruto's piss-poor attitude always grated on her nerves. It is why he never got any followers in the fangirl club. Besides Hinata, he always outright told them to fuck off. In fact, before she loved Sasuke, she thought she loved Naruto. That is, until he called her a worthless, big-foreheaded bitch. ... Sasuke stayed quiet, not voicing his opinion of the matter on either of them. In fact, he shared Naruto's aggravation on the whole situation, but it was unlike him to ever agree with anything his rival said. This was one of those few occasions. And he did not feel like correcting Sakura when she told off Naruto to stop cursing while cursing herself. Most of the kids in the academy knew that all the curse words in the book thanks to Naruto, much to their sensei's ire. The door finally opened, revealing Kakashi, who looked lazily at them before saying, "My first impression of you is, you're all weird. You're all weird is what that means to say. Meet me on the rooftop." Kakashi vanished, using the Shunsen no Jutsu body flicker technique. "Show off. I guess I'll just sprint," said Naruto before taking off in a black blur. "What the? How did they do that?" "No matter. Once my Sharingan activates, I'll just copy them," Sasuke thought in aggravation, before he and Sakura got up from their seats and headed out the room's door. Sasuke and Sakura began ascending the staircase to the rooftop. They finally got there. Naruto was sitting on a bench while Kakashi sat on the edge of the rooftop. "Okay, why don't we all get to know each other better?" asked Kakashi while scanning over the three. "What are we supposed to say?" "Maybe you should go first, sensei," replied Sakura while curiously looking at her sensei. The other two leaned in, also wishing to learn more about their new Jonin sensei. "Very well. My name is Hatake Kakashi. I have no intention of telling you my likes or dislikes. As for my dream, Well, I have lots of hobbies, Kakashi drawled out with a bored expression on his face and ignored the face faults of Sakura and Sasuke and the glare from Naruto. All we learned we already knew, thought Sakura and Sasuke. Fucking sensei, we already know your name, Naruto shouted, his patience for the Jonin's condescending attitude running out. Sakura proceeded to punch Naruto to shut him up, but Naruto easily dodged. Your turn, pink-haired banshee. Kakashi quickly replaced himself with Sasuke as he was pounded by Sakura. Sakura had a pleased look on her face until she realized that she didn't hit her sensei, but her crush, Sasuke-kun. No comment, Shadow spoke in Naruto's mind. However, a small smirk was forming on his face. Naruto was on his sides, rolling on the floor, laughing his ass off. Rafflemau, as they often say. After Kakashi reluctantly saved Sasuke from his untimely death. Author's note, holds up a flame shield for keeping Sasuke alive. He pointed to Sakura, gesturing for her to go on. My name is Haruno Sakura. I like blushes. I dislike Sensei for putting Sasuke in harm's way. My dream is to become a worthy Kunoichi, and I hate Naruto. Sakura spoke, before glaring at Naruto, who seemed to find the dirt under his nails a lot more important. Kakashi gestured to Naruto, and he started. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. I like ramen. I dislike the time it takes to prepare ramen. My dream is to be a shinobi worthy enough to be a Hokage. Exactly what I told you to say, Shadow said while clapping at Naruto's performance. Since I'm the last one, I'll start. My name is Uchiha Sasuke. I don't have many likes, and I don't like several things. My dream, no, my ambition, is to restore my clan and avenge my clan. Sasuke spoke while brooding. Sakura gushed over Sasuke's conviction, while Naruto clicked his tongue in disinterest. So we have a Banshee fangirl, a happy-go-lucky boy, and an Avenger. This ought to be interesting, Kakashi thought, while giving one more scan over the three. He could not help but think Naruto was hiding something, though. Okay, team, assemble at the training ground 7 at 7 a.m. for our first mission. Kakashi spoke while the three of them looked at him with interest in their eyes. What are we gonna do? Asked Sakura. Kakashi eye smiled. Survival exercises. All you have to do is survive against me for the duration of the test while fulfilling your objective. You see, out of the 27 graduates, only 9 will become genin. This test has a 66% rate of failure. Oh, and I forgot to mention, don't eat or you'll puke. You are dismissed, Kakashi explained before disappearing in another whirlwind of leaves, leaving the 3 potential genin to their own devices. The next day, Naruto awoke at 9 a.m. He took his morning shower and ate an instant cup of ramen. Then he sprinted to someplace which was not the training ground. Sasuke and Sakura had been waiting for about 2.5 hours when a black blur solidified and revealed Naruto. Where the hell were you? Sakura yelled in anger, while Naruto simply looked at them with a bored expression. Getting some ramen. No way in hell was I gonna wait for a guy who's already shown that he doesn't care for being on time, Naruto drawled out, ignoring Sakura's extremely pissed off rant while Sasuke just glared at him. Then, in a whirlwind of leaves and wind, Kakashi appeared and waved at them with a casual, "Yo." "You're late!" Sakura was screaming in anger, pointing at Kakashi, who had the decency to look only slightly embarrassed. I got lost on the road of life, Kakashi explained sheepishly while rubbing the back of his head, with his hand and eye smiling at his potential students, who in turn were glaring venomously at him. Bullshit, thought Naruto and Shadow at the same time. Anyway, let's begin our test. I have here 2 bells. If you manage to obtain one by the time this alarm rings, at noon, then you pass. However, the one who didn't get sent back to the academy. Oh. Yes, okay, so that says, however, the one who doesn't gets sent back to the academy. Oh, and come at me with the intent to kill. Ready? Kakashi explained while holding up 2 bells. All 3 potential members of Team 7 looked at them with determination before one of the 3 sprinted towards Kakashi, whose eyes widened at the genin's speed. A sonic boom? Kakashi thought in shock before barely managing to stop Naruto by holding onto his head with a kunai to Naruto's neck. I didn't say begin yet, Kakashi reprimanded while Naruto simply stared at him with shock. What the hell? How could he have caught me? Naruto thought with surprise while Shadow stayed quiet, also slightly shaken on the fact that Kakashi, while they're not on their fastest speed, caught them with barely showing any effort. After Naruto calmed down, Kakashi released Naruto. Ready? Begin. End of chapter 2. Damn, there's some shit going on. Wow. Man, what a cliffhanger.
Find out next time on TUAOA, Naruto, the Ultimate Shinobi.
That is all for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's a short stream. I just wanted to mostly show off my sick new digs. And then, I wanted to share a story that's very important and dear to my heart. And maybe we'll continue it some other time. I know I left off on a cliffhanger. Will they be able to catch the bells? Which one of them is going back to the academy? Is Kakashi really faster than Shadow the Hedgehog? These questions and more answered next time. Make sure to have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.